They call themselves the Night Stalkers, the U.S. Army's most elite helicopter unit famed for daring missions carried out under the cover of darkness. Their motto says it all death waits in the dark. Now, these secretive warriors have been spotted far from their usual battle zones off the coast of Venezuela amid growing tensions between Washington and Caracas. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment, better known as the Night Stalkers, are among the most skilled helicopter pilots on Earth. They've flown the world's toughest missions, from Somalia's Black Hawk Down battle to the raid that killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. But this month, their iconic Black Hawks and Little Birds have been seen hovering above Caribbean at just 90 miles from the Venezuelan coast. It's part of a major U.S. military buildup that's also brought B-52 bombers and F-35 jets to the region as President Donald Trump ramps up pressure on Nicolás Maduro. Trump recently admitted authorizing covert CIA operations in Venezuela, boasting that Maduro doesn't want to mess with the United States. At least 27 people have already been killed in U.S. missile strikes on suspected drug vessels in Caribbean since September. Analysts believe that the presence of Night Stalkers is a message, part of Washington insiders call a controlled negotiation to squeeze Maduro's regime. But experts warn any U.S. raid on Caracas could turn into a Black Hawk Down scenario. Venezuela's military, backed by thousands of armed militias and surface-to-air missiles, could turn the capital into a deadly trap. The Night Stalkers remain in the shadows, their helicopters slicing through the Caribbean darkness. Whether they are training or preparing or something bigger, only Washington knows. 2 centuries after it was first proclaimed, the Monroe Doctrine, America's warning to foreign powers to stay out of Western Hemisphere, appears to be making a comeback. Now, U.S. military deployments near Venezuela are being seen by analysts as a modern echo of the 19th century policy. The Monroe Doctrine was declared in 1823 by President James Monroe. The original goal: keep European powers out of the newly independent nations of the Americas. With time, however, it became a tool for extending U.S. influence in the region, from the conquest of Mexican territory in 1845 to invasions of Cuba and Puerto Rico in 1898 and the occupation of Haiti in 1915. The doctrine was cited to justify U.S. actions. Now, in the Caribbean, analysts see echoes of that same doctrine. 7 U.S. warships and a nuclear-powered submarine are poised off Venezuela's coast. A recent strike on Venezuelan vessel was framed as part of a fight against drug trafficking networks linked to President Nicolás Maduro. But critics argue that the U.S. has not invoked any legitimate source of international law to justify these actions. Historically, the Monroe Doctrine has been used to assert U.S. dominance in the Americas. Today, analysts say that the Caribbean military buildup, including elite Night Stalkers helicopters, reflect the spirit of Monroe Doctrine, projecting U.S. power in Latin America without formal legal authority. The weapons and tactics may be changed, but the lessons remain the same. For the United States, influence in this hemisphere is non-negotiable.